Look, I know exactly why you clicked on this video. Because you've been there. You were the perfect guy on paper, opened the car door for her, listened to her vent about her awful boss for 3 hours straight, remembered the birthday of her aunt's cat, paid for dates where she just wore a sundress while you wore a full suit made of hope. You did everything by the book. And then, one fine day, you finally work up the courage to tell her how you feel, and you get the classic line. The line that has launched millions of nice guys into the permanent orbit of the friend zone. You're a great guy, but I just see you as a friend. Meanwhile, you're scrolling through her stories and you see her laughing her ass off next to some guy, a dude who looks like he shares shampoo with his dog, a dude who texts back 3 days later with a single blunt ass emoji. A dude whose only life goal seems to be figuring out which craft beer tastes best at 2 a.m. And you're sitting there, holding the ridiculously complicated pumpkin spice latte you bought for her, asking yourself, what the F? What the hell is actually going on? Welcome to the biggest paradox in the dating universe. And today, we're going to dissect it. Here's the first truth you need to swallow. And it's as bitter as the black coffee of a sleep-deprived coder. Women aren't attracted to bad boys. They aren't attracted to nice guys either. That's a stupid classification. They're attracted to controlled chaos. Picture this. The nice guy is an instruction manual. Meticulous, clear, detailed. You know exactly what page 17 is going to be about. It's safe. It's predictable. And let's be honest, it's a total snooze fest. Your kindness, your availability, it doesn't send the message, I'm an amazing man. It sends the message, I have nothing better to do and I really, really need you to like me. You hand her all the power. You are a fully explored territory. There's no mystery left. The bad boy? He's not an instruction manual. He's a Christopher Nolan film. It's complex, confusing, and half the time you have no fucking idea what's going on, but you can't look away. He doesn't operate on your logic. His schedule is his. His mission is his. He doesn't need her permission to live his life. His confidence doesn't come from her have a good day text. It comes from within. He creates a void, an uncertainty, a question. Who the fuck is this guy? And the human brain, especially when it comes to attraction, is obsessed with solving puzzles. His unpredictability isn't a flaw, it's a challenge. His confidence isn't arrogance, it's a display of value. He doesn't chase, so others have to wonder if they should be chasing him. It's not about morals. This is about the psychology of arousal. Safety creates comfort, but chaos, unpredictability, and unshakable confidence, that creates attraction. It makes people think. It makes them preoccupied. It makes them obsessed. And that chaos, that unpredictability, it isn't just a modern preference. It taps into something much deeper, something primal, hardwired into our DNA from a time when our ancestors were just trying to not become lunch for a saber-toothed tiger.
That mammoth hunting instinct I just mentioned, don't think for a second it's gone. It hasn't. It just wears skinny jeans now, carries an iPhone, and scrolls through TikTok. Deep beneath the surface of the modern, independent woman who can open her own damn water bottle, there's an operating system that was installed and optimized over tens of thousands of years, an OS called primal survival. And here's the second naked truth. This OS doesn't care if you're a good person. That concept doesn't even exist for it. It cares about one question and one question only, the ultimate question that determines the survival of the species. Will this man help me and my potential offspring survive and thrive? That's it. Everything else is secondary. And ironically, the bad boy's behavior accidentally screams a massive yes to that primal question. Let's rewind time. Forget the coffee shop. Imagine you're in a cave. And outside, it's pitch black and filled with the roars of wild beasts. The bad boy's confidence and dominance? Today, it might look like arrogance. But back then, that was the signal of an alpha, A man who dared to make decisions, dared to take responsibility, dared to lead the hunt without needing to consult 15 other people. Do you want to follow the nice guy who's always asking, "Hey honey, should we kick berries over here or over there?" Or the guy who just points and says, "We're going that way. Be quiet and follow me"? Eve's primal brain will scream to pick the second guy, because hesitation meant death. Decisiveness meant life. His unpredictability and mystery. Today, it makes women rack their brains. But back then, that was the sign of someone intelligent and resourceful. A predictable man, one who walked the same path to the stream every single day, would eventually become lunch for that saber-toothed tiger we talked about in part 1. The survivor was the creative one, the one with his own paths, his own knowledge that others didn't have. His mystery isn't for show. It's a signal that says, I have survival strategies that you don't. His independence and emotional self-reliance. Today, it might seem cold or selfish, but back then, it was a sign of mental fortitude. A man who wasn't controlled by the emotions of others, who didn't crumble under pressure. He was a rock. He doesn't need your validation to feel worthy. His worth comes from his own ability to survive. That makes him an absolute safe harbor when the storm hits. Her primal brain isn't looking for a predictable rom-com. It's looking for a Christopher Nolan survival thriller, where the mysterious, gritty protagonist is the only one who makes it out alive. The modern bad boy is accidentally flipping all the green switches in a woman's primal brain. He's broadcasting signals of strength, of superior genes, of an ultimate protector. He doesn't win because he's a jerk. He wins because on an instinctual level, he's the safer bet. So what now? Are we supposed to go get tatted up, buy a motorcycle, and start ignoring everyone? No, that's what a poser does. There's another path. A path to becoming a man who has all of those powerful signals without having to become some obnoxious rebel. The path to becoming a king.
What's the difference between a clown and a king? The clown buys a leather jacket and starts smoking because he saw it in a movie and thought it looked cool. The king builds an empire, and the leather jacket is simply what he wears when he walks out of his palace. The clown imitates the surface. The king understands the substance. Your mission is not to become a pale imitation of a bad boy. That is a losing game. Your mission is to absorb the core principles that made him instinctively attractive and upgrade them to a new level, the level of a king. And this is how you build your kingdom, starting today. First, stop looking for confidence. Go out and earn it. Confidence isn't some can of Axe body spray you douse yourself in every morning. It's not a mantra you repeat in the mirror. Real, unshakable confidence is a byproduct. It's the result of doing hard things. It is the smoke that rises from the fire of competence. So go find your war, a mission. I don't care what it is. Build a YouTube channel, learn a new language, train to run a 10K without calling an ambulance, master an instrument, or build a business from scratch. When you have a mission, your focus shifts. You no longer wake up thinking, how do I get her to like me? You wake up thinking, what do I have to do today to get closer to my goal? Your validation comes from your own progress, not from the little green dot on her messenger. And the confidence that radiates from a man with a purpose is the most real, most attractive thing on earth. Second, mystery isn't about hiding things. It's about having a life worth being mysterious about. You don't have to strategically wait 5 hours to text her back. You just have to be genuinely busy with your own life for those 5 hours. True mystery comes from having a rich, diverse, and fascinating life in which she is not the center. Have your own hobbies. Have your own friends that she doesn't know. Spend time alone to read, to think, to work on your mission. When you don't put her on a pedestal, when your life continues to be exciting with or without her, you automatically become a mystery. She'll start to wonder, what is he doing? What's so interesting about his world? You're no longer a 24/7 reality show. You're a blockbuster movie with special showtimes, and she'll want a ticket. Third, and most important, be willing to walk away.
This is the ultimate power. This is the king's ace in the hole. The nice guy is more afraid of losing her than anything else. The king is more afraid of losing his own self-respect. This means you have standards, you have boundaries, and when those boundaries are crossed, when you are disrespected, you must have the courage and the self-worth to walk away from the game, not as a tactic, as a principle. The fear of rejection, the fear of loneliness, that is the modern-day saber-toothed tiger holding you prisoner. When you learn to face loneliness and even enjoy it, when you understand that you are enough, that you alone are a complete kingdom, you become free. And ironically, that "I don't need you, but I want you" energy is the most lethal form of attraction there is. Finally, remember this. The bad boy wins the small battles, but the king wins the war. Because the king isn't fighting for a girl's attention, he is fighting to build a legacy. Don't try to win her game. Create a game that she's desperate to be invited to play. Women aren't attracted to bad boys. They bow to kings.